Hello, all you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. So, I do have a pickup video for you. Um, Last week was a little interesting. I got older with the birthday, so cool. At the same time, I had to go to the dentist to get a teeth pulled, or a tooth pulled. So, neato, right? So now, this week, I had to watch the type of food I eat. So my um, pulled tooth spot could heal. So that was fun. But in between all that, I hung out with a few friends, two separate times, two separate friends. Had a little bit of shopping. So, um, both friends just wanted to hang out with me, just as a way to kind of celebrate my birthday. So, yeah, it was a good time. Yeah. Um, these first pickups are probably not quite last week, but when the Switch 2 released, the day I got it in the mail and such, or it might have been the day after, I can't remember. Um, I hung out with a friend, again, to kind of celebrate my upcoming birthday at the time. Um, didn't show these games when I unboxed the Switch 2, because I forgot. Actually, these are still in the shrink wrap because all I've played on the Switch 2 so far is Switch 1 games that I've been already playing. So, I picked up, of course, Mario Kart World. Um, Again, bought it physically because I did not get the bundle Switch 2. So yeah, I could say a lot of things about Nintendo and stuff and how the $80 game price uh, kind of sucks. Yes, it does suck. But at the same time, um, I play Nintendo games because they're fun to me, so I'm not gonna really focus too much on the. Because right now, the Switch 2 is kind of a mixed bag topic on the internet. I lean more towards the positive side of things, so I just play games to enjoy. I try not to think too much about. Comes down to it, do I want it or do I not want it? So, and I wanted Mario Kart World, so I bought it. Um, my friend bought me this game. They had me pick out any random game that stuck out to me. We were just in a Best Buy at the time, I believe. I picked out Epic Mickey Rebrushed for the Switch. Never actually played the game when it originally released, and knowing now what the Switch do, what the Switch 2 can do for Switch 1 games, this should run awesome on the Switch 2. So yeah, cool. Happy to have that. Um, Now, these next set of games, I went out. I went out with a friend. We had a lunch, and then we went local game store hopping around the city. So it was a fun time. I picked up some games, picked up a majority of games at the first store, picked up a game at the second store, and at the third store, I just kind of browsed around because you'll see why after I tell you what I picked up at the second store. But let's go over what I got at the first store. We'll go over the one that stuck out to me the most, like right away when I saw it. And all of these are going to be Xbox 360 games. Um, well, outside the from this store, anyways. Um, yeah, I'm trying to build up my 360 collection because it really was a great console. Um, but yeah, so this stuck out to me right away because I've been looking for this game off and on for the year or so that I had the 360. Uh, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, the collector's edition that was a digibook. Um, this is missing the slipcover, and before I continue on, um, I did buy these new, so $80 for Mario Kart World, and I can't remember what Epic Mickey was sold for, but I think it was actually on sale at Best Buy at the time for like $35 or something. Anyways, so back to the digibook. This is missing the kind of slipcover. Came with like a plastic clear slipcover that would slide on and had the Xbox 360 logo band at the top. So they took off $5 for that missing, and then they sold it to me for $30. So that is awesome, and it is complete. Being a digibook, it has a kind of built-on art book with a few pages of art. Then you got credits for the original soundtrack. Then you got the actual soundtrack. In this little flap is a soundtrack CD. And then you have the manual in the game, which is on 2 discs. This was a really great game. I really enjoyed this game. It is a God of War clone, but I bought this when this first released. I actually picked it up back when I first had a 360. I pre-ordered this thing. I pre-ordered this from GameStop, and when you got this, one of the special things you got for pre-ordering it at GameStop was you got a Castlevania Lords of Shadow T-shirt. I still have that T-shirt. It's a little bit worse for wear now, but yeah, it. I am happy to have this game. Definitely one I've been trying to find. Um, also, um, so I didn't have the DLC. This comes with a couple story-based DLC packages, about $10 per package. Um, well, obviously the Xbox 360 Marketplace store is down now, so that would have been awful for me. But with this being one of the games backwards compatible on the Xbox One, I was able to go on the Xbox website and actually purchase the DLC through that store and then download it to my 360. So that it worked out in the end. I was able to get the DLC, and I can say that you are able to get the DLC to this, as at least from my standpoint, as of just doing it yesterday. So it would have been June 14th of 2025 if you are watching this video from the way off future and for some reason that does not exist anymore. Next game I picked up. All of these came from the same kind of area I was looking at too. So I kind of just, well, that's there. I want. Alice Madness Returns. This is a, let me choose my words. It is a great game. It's, I remember it playing a little bit stiff for a platformer. But I do remember it being fun. It was interesting, to use the best word for it. It's just, you can get this now on Steam. I don't know how well it runs on PC. That's part of the that's only part of the reason I got it for the 360. The other reason would be, well, so back when I did have a 360 and I was going through, like back then I didn't really have a game collection, but I did have, well, I would go through games. Like I would play games, trade them in, get new games, stuff like that. And then, yeah, so this was just one of the games that I ended up picking up. I got it new too because I ended up using the DLC code. I say DLC, but there was a key code that would come with the new. This one actually has still the little pamphlet. I just don't know if it's been used or not. But it came with the key code you would enter, and you would have access to the first game in the series that's just called Alice. You could play it through the main menu of this game, so that is awesome. And that DLC key that I entered from way back when on my account still works for this. So I actually have access to Alice and Alice Madness Returns. That is the second reason I picked up this, so I could get access to some DLC that I had on my account. Alright, continuing on down this rabbit hole, we are gonna Shadow of the Damned. This got a remaster recently, and yes, you guys are having fun. I see that. I don't know how the remaster ended up being. I haven't researched it or anything. I have never played this game. I do remember around the time when this was about ready to release, because I remember seeing promotion on the game. I remember it being more of a raunchy humor kind of game, or with the or it just looks bizarre, and I really always wanted to check out this game. Just it 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 just seems so bizarre that you need to check it out. It's a Suda 51 game, so it's the same people that made No More Heroes in that series. But yeah, happy to pick this up. The final game I got from that store is also a Suda 51 game, I believe. Lollipop Chainsaw. This also got a modern remaster, but this one I know for sure. Um, for sure, when I was researching it, because I did think about buying the remaster of this. Um, at the time, there was a game breaking glitch during one of the boss fights that was going on. Now, that could have been updated and patched to work fine now. But I don't know. I've also heard secondhand that from other people that the soundtrack was a lot better in the original than what they have in the remake version. Oh, and I think they also took out some costumes, I believe, if I remember right. So that is another thing. Now, I think in addition, they have added new costumes, but it's a give or take kind of thing. This is a game from Suda 51 that I always wanted to try out, but I never had, so this is cool, and I'm happy to have it. I'm actually getting to a point where my Xbox 360 hard drive is starting to get full because I have installed my entire 360 collection on my 360 hard drive just so I don't have to run the games directly off the disc. Um, and what I mean by that, I still have to put the disc in for it to act as kind of a key code so I can run the game. But afterwards, then it initially boots off of the disc, but from that point on, it then reads it off the hard drive, I believe. But yeah, then now we have one more game that I got from the second game store, and is the reason why I probably didn't pick up anything from the third game store. Um, I went for cool. I guess you could say I kind of went for quality over a quantity of games with this store. Picked up one game. Figure it was about time to add to that collection. Since it's been quite a few months since I actually did anything to that collection, I picked up Bomberman 64 on the N64 complete in box. It looks like a pretty pristine box, other than here at the top there's a little, I don't know if I want to call it a gash, but there's a little cardboard wear at the top beside the B there. That's about it though. Otherwise, it is complete. The the um the cartridge itself, the pens looked very clean. The cartridge itself looked clean. Yeah, I saw this in the wild. Figured I needed to get it. Had to get it. And that also means all of my options from the initial N64 poll that I did over my community uh, post, I now have all of them games boxed. So maybe that now the next time I feel the itch I need to buy another N64 game, I need to make a new poll. But yeah, Bomberman 64, it was something special of a multiplayer game for me. And to an extent, a single player game to me. And I'm not even talking about the single player mode in this game. Because there is a single player mode. It's just something I did not mess heavily with. It was all about the battle, the multiplayer battle for me for this game. It was, in a way, a evolution to me of the Bomberman battle mode. Because the battle maps in this game, they were not just. They were not just like. Not. They were not. They were not just like a 2D plane that you were walking around. This brought it into a 3D kind of scale where not only there was there were different vertical levels in the maps now that you could go up, so you could be on a higher level in a battle map and perhaps toss your bombs down to a lower level and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, it kind of blew me away. And when I initially played this game, it was during a rental. I rented this game. Um, I also love the fact that you don't need um, you don't need any other humans to play battle mode. You can play with bots or computers, set them to different difficulty levels, and have at it. I think they need. I think. I wish they had more of that kind of. Like being able to set bots up to play against in these kind of multiplayer heavy games. Which that could kind of save a lot of games for, because a lot of games are built strictly on servers now, like Fortnite and such. Since it's strictly about playing with other people, if they was able to add bots into them kind of games, then maybe them kind of games could, in a sense, in some way, shape, or form, last forever, I guess. But yeah, I'm going off on a little sidetrack topic, but yeah, that's just I'm I love Bomberman 64. It's a great game and something that I am happy to have. But yeah, we went to another game store. I almost picked up Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. It was cheap enough, but ended up putting it back. Also thought about picking up Metroid Dread. It is a great game. I don't have it physically, I just have it digitally, so I wanted a physical copy, but I ended up putting that back too, just because do I really need to buy a game a second time at the moment, at this very point in time? Yeah, that's kind of initially what that last game store was. Came across some cool stuff. Um, I talked my friend into picking up a game. Initially, he hadn't heard of this game, and it's a game I played before, and it's somewhat of a survival horror kind of gem of a game that you might not know of. Um, the X Files Resist and Serve for the PlayStation 2. Um, my friend was into the X Files, maybe not so much the whole survival horror genre of gaming, but he plays games more for just the story and such, and he enjoys the X Files. So I was happy to bring to light that game for him. I mean, I know at some point I eventually want to pick it up, but I got Bomberman 64 yesterday, so that was my big purchase. So, alright. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great day.